widest. Honestly, the fabrics look basically identical. That their softness is on par with Align's. I don't throw around the term Align dupe lightly. From afar, people would think you're wearing Lululemons. So today we're going to be talking about what might be the most hyped Lululemon Align legging dupes that I've ever heard. I've heard claims that these are exactly like the Lululemon Aligns or better, which I am always skeptical about because let's not make hasty claims here. I'm gonna put up a few little reviews from my Facebook group, but people have a lot of great things to say about these, so enough to make me realize that, okay, I have to try these. So these are the Hawthorne leggings from Amazon. They're $25. I got a size small and a medium. This is the small, this is the medium, and I have not tried these on or anything yet, so we're doing some first impressions today. And to compare, I actually have a real pair of Lululemon Align leggings, and they just happen to be the exact same color. These are a 6. I also have a 4 in Lululemon Aligns, which I think might fit me a little bit better, but Aligns are like kind of forgiving in sizing in my opinion. So I'll compare these directly to real Aligns. So without further ado, let's start talking about these. So these are the Hawthorne Athletic Essential Full-Length Workout Pants. I don't know, they always have a lot of words in their titles on Amazon leggings. Pinto, bringing me this spring to play with me. Okay, go, 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 go. So these are $25.99 with Amazon Prime, and I must say their logo and their tag looks very similar to Lululemon. Here's their tag and this little red H logo, very similar to Lulu. And even the back, this is like exactly how Lululemon also structures their little tags, so they know what they're trying to do. These are trying to be Aligns. So before I do a side-by-side with the Aligns, I'm just gonna talk about the details. So they do have a seamless waistband at the top, which you can't be an Align dupe with a seam at the top of your waistband, in my opinion. They have that little silvery logo in the back that's meant to look exactly like Lululemon as well. This waistband seems to be a double thickness. I forget if the Lulus are that way as well, but they have one of those little internal pockets. Lulus also have that. And these are a 28-inch. My Lulus are 25-inch, so they're not going to be the exact same length, so keep that in mind. And they also have a gusset crotch. So I will say, when I took these out of the packaging, the feel of these externally does feel like the closest thing I have felt to the Lululemon Nulu fabric. Very, very soft and very brushed. So here's a close-up of the fabric. It looks very similar to the Lululemon. It is very brushed, almost kind of pill prone as Aligns are, but super, super soft. So they're getting me there, but I will say these do feel slightly more structured than the Aligns. I'm gonna see if I can like actually see a difference. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm kind of like holding them up in a similar way, and the Hawthorns just have a little more like structure to them, like they're forming a more like solid crease, and the actual Lulus are just kind of draping. These really have zero structure to them at all, zero compression, very, very lightweight. I feel like these might have a little more structure to them, but I've never found an Align dupe that is quite as thin as the Lululemons, so this might be the closest thing still, but we'll try it. So these are a medium, and normally I'm a size small, so I might do the try on of these, or I might do a try on of the blue ones, depending on what fits better. So first we'll do a side-by-side comparison with the Aligns, and then we'll do a little try on. Are you serious? I put down the leggings, and look who thinks it's for him. Hey, go play with your toys. You have so many toys. Get off the leggings. Oh my gosh. Pinto. Oh my gosh, those are expensive. All right, so here are both of these sage gray colors. These are the Hawthorns, and these are the Lululemon lines. So let's get to comparison. So I think one of the biggest things that I noticed, even while trying them on, is that the seam color on the Aligns matches the color of the leggings a lot better. The Hawthorns just have this kind of like dark contrasting color, which I think looks a little cheaper in my opinion, just because it doesn't really quite blend in with the actual leggings. And I also feel like it kind of makes this front seam stand out, which can lead to consequences, you know what I'm saying? But I think the waistbands look very similar. They are both double thickness, but the Hawthorne fabric is just a lot thicker, so the double thickness feels like even thicker. But the waistbands are definitely comparable in height, and everything else looks pretty comparable. Okay, so here's a fabric close-up, and honestly, the fabrics look basically identical. Like, these have been washed quite a few times, but my Lulus always hold up really well. And these are the Hawthorns. And I don't know, guys, they're looking pretty similar. They both have a little extended crotch gusset, not quite as obvious on the Aligns because they don't have this like contrast stitching. And the Aligns are shorter because these are 25-inch and these are 28-inch. Okay, so here's the back, and the logos are honestly very comparable. Like, from afar, people would think you're wearing Lululemons. I'd say that the waistband stitching here is very similar. It has like kind of a slight upward trend, but I would definitely not say it's like curved. But again, much more noticeable in these because of the contrast stitching. Just another note, this is a 6 in a Lululemon Align, and the blue is a size small in the Hawthorns, and the 6 in the Aligns is significantly smaller. So I do feel like the Hawthorns could run a tad bit big. Since you guys have been missing Peach lately in my videos, here she is, hiding under the chair. Peach. Oh. Okay, quickly hopping on to say that I'm going to be trying on the small because the medium is just a little bit big in the waist, but actually fits pretty well elsewhere. So a little big in the waist, let's try on the small. Okay, to be honest guys, I'm pretty impressed. I will just say these are not exact Lululemon Align dupes, but if you're new to this channel, I don't throw around the term Align dupe lightly. I'm very specific about it, but I would genuinely call these a Lululemon Align dupe. So let's talk about them. I'm pretty impressed. So first of all, these are incredibly buttery soft, like literally so soft. I would say that their softness is on par with Align's, but I would give them more of a light to medium compression rather than a light compression like Align's. I do feel like I'm being held in a little more, which honestly could be a benefit. I feel like not every body type really reaches for an Align legging because they aren't very forgiving. So I do feel like these are offering a little more hold. With this amount of softness though, I do feel like you could definitely get some pilling. So definitely something you should be careful of. They do also collect like cat fur and lint and all that, so don't sit down with your cats with these. It's a note to myself. This is a size small. It definitely fits me better, but with the Aligns, I feel like the waistband always just sits so comfortably on my waist and they never slide down or anything and they just fit perfectly. With these, I don't know if you can tell, this is a size small and that's my normal size. And they just have a little bit of extra room in the waist. It's actually not flush to my waist. I'm not sure I could really size down in this case because I just feel like they might be a little too small, but if you're in between, I would go with a size down. They are actually really stretchy, so probably could play with the sizing a little bit. They also do just generally feel a little bit heavier because the fabric is a little more thick, a little more structured. I feel like they're staying up pretty well, to be honest, but I don't think they're as weightless as Align's. I'm not feeling the same exact like naked feel. Other than the waistband, I don't have any extra fabric anywhere. No extra fabric here, no extra fabric in the back. So I do feel like overall the sizing is pretty good. I'm also not feeling like it's overly tight anywhere. They are a solid high rise up to my belly button. I will say with these, so I'm not getting any camel, Pinto, Pin, come here, ready, go. But with Aligns, usually you can pull them up a lot and camel's really not an issue. But with these, I did try to pull them up a little bit extra in the front seam. Was a little invasive. So the 28 inch is a full length on me. This fabric is not going to be entirely sweat proof. I do feel like you'll get a little more cellulite coverage on these than the Aligns. So I would actually say that these might be pretty cellulite friendly. Aligns I don't think are cellulite friendly, but these aren't cellulite proof. I do feel like these little glute seams could be up a little bit higher. Like I said, I tried to pull them up and then we get some consequences in the front. So this is kind of where they need to be. But that being said, I would still give them a solid medium to high on the booty scale because I do feel like they're pretty enhanced. I don't know, I'm not being squished down and it's really hugging every little area. So honestly, these are really great. They're also super stretchy and don't restrict my movements at all. Like you can do any sort of stretching and there's not an issue. So there's no tightness anywhere. They're definitely a good yoga legging, good legging for if you're stretching. So are they exactly like Lululemon? No, but I do think they're really close and probably the best dupe you can get for $25. Okay, so these are the real Aligns. And even in this size 6, which is kind of equivalent to a medium, the waistband is completely hugging my waist. Like there's no gaping like the Hawthorns did. And these just feel totally weightless, very light compression, but they almost like never fall down on me because they're just so weightless and hug me in every way. So the Hawthorns, not exact, but very close to these OG Aligns. Alright guys, so that is it for the review. Definitely solid dupe, but not exact. And I know I'm going to get questions about if I like these better than Colorful Koala. And I still think I would have to say no because I really love how Colorful Koala's fabrics really last me a long time. I can't speak to the longevity of the Hawthorns. And the Colorful Koala stitching isn't like as contrast, and I just don't really love the contrast stitching. I'd say the Colorful Koala like brushed leggings are very similar in feel to these, maybe slightly less like Align buttery soft, but definitely still very soft. And Colorful Koalas I would give a solid medium compression. The Hawthorns I felt like were more a light to medium, so you're gonna get a little more compression out of the Colorful Koalas. And yeah, I'd say it's up to personal preference, both very good leggings. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!